What's your first thought when you hear this? Is it, I'll stay inside and see out this storm? Or is it, you know what sounds fun? Let's go out and get as close as possible. No, not that one. Well, it is for these people. So come with me today as we take a closer look at the terrifying world of storm chasing. Storm chasing is the practice of deliberately pursuing and observing severe weather conditions, such as tornadoes, cyclones, and thunderstorms. And this practice can lead to a grisly fate, which we'll talk about a bit later. The phenomenon was thought to have started around 1956. Phenomenon. I cannot talk. With Daniel Hoodley chasing storms in North Dakota. Did I say his surname right? If you see in this clip, I didn't. Later going on to form the magazine Storm Track, which brought widespread, what is widespread? I can't remember the word. Which brought widespread, wow, doing well. Which ended up bringing widespread attention to the practice, or activity. Is activity the right word? What do I call this thing? Going on to once again break into the mainstream with blockbusters that you've probably heard of, such as Twister, the 1996 film depicting storm chasers attempting to deploy a tornado research device during severe tornado outbreaks. Going on to make roughly $495 million at the box office for 1996 was huge, and spawning a sequel just under 2 decades later. Has anyone seen it yet? I haven't. Is it any good? It's safe to say the public were now hooked on the idea of storm chasing, but this fascination often led to tragedy. Our first case is the tragic story of TwistX. TwistX being a tornado research experiment with the aim to better understand tornado generation, maintenance, and the decay process. That was founded and led by Ted, I've forgotten his surname, I'm really sorry, but on May 31st, 2013, that all came to an end. Founder Tim, his son Paul, who was 24 at the time, and a 45-year-old colleague by the name of Carl were fleeing an Give me a second, I'm not going to remember this because my memory's terrible. They were fleeing a record-wide EF3 multiple vortex El Reno tornado. There we go, got it. EF3 essentially categorizes this tornado as severe, with gusts reaching from 136 to 165 miles per hour. Unable to escape along gravel roads, the tornado came at them with immense speeds, and eventually it caught up to them. The car they were in was caught by a sub-vortex, immediately ejecting Paul and Carl from the car. Tim, still buckled into his seat, was killed by the vortex as the violent storm threw the car roughly around half a mile away. This obviously ending the TwistX dream in 2013. Later on down the line, plans were announced for further work on the TwistX project. TwistX, my god. But nothing has been heard since, so don't see it happening. The tornado that sadly took the life of the trio was actually believed to be the largest one ever recorded, at approximately 2.6 miles wide. What? Why would you go near that? To give you an idea of the pure scale of destruction that these tornadoes can cause, here's what they have left behind. Now moving on to something a little freakier. The Curse of Storm Chasers. Storm Chasers is an American reality TV show on the Discovery Channel, premiering on October 17th, 2007. It follows various teams of storm chasers in Tornado Alley. Now, you might be wondering why I'm saying it's freaky. Oh, this show is kind of, cursed. Now, you might be wondering why I'm saying it's cursed. Well, around roughly 6 people that were featured on the show are no longer with us, and the majority of them being down to very odd circumstances. The previously mentioned trio of Tim, Paul, and Carl had previously featured on a Storm Chasers special by the name of Mile Wide Tornado, Oklahoma Disaster, which weirdly aired just over a month after their tragic demise. Herbert Stein, the driver of the Doppler on wheels, passed away in February 2016 after a short battle with pancreatic and liver cancer. Like I said, there's more. January 23rd, 2018. Just a heads up, I'm going to talk about some kind of sensitive topics coming up, so if that's not really your thing, I understand if you want to watch something else. Preferably another harrisonay video though. Former member Joel Taylor passed away of a drug overdose on a cruise ship at only the young age of 38. But it somehow gets even more tragic. One of the show's stars, Matt Hughes, tragically took his own life in late 2010. And finally, Andy Gabrielson's life was cut short after he was hit by an oncoming driver. It's just, I don't know why I had to bring it up, but it's just such a weird coincidence. How many TV shows have had this many tragedies off screen that just didn't relate to the show's overall topic? Like, yeah, I get shows like Deadliest Catch, they have a lot of tragedies, but that's mainly to do with the topic of the show, the fishing, which is very dangerous. But this one is strange. You may think I would spend this whole video talking about crazy stories of storm chasers being sucked into tornadoes and living to tell the tale. But the truth is, no deaths have come from purely storm chasing tornado related incidences, apart from the previously mentioned, obviously. The main cause of tragedy for these storm hunters is hydroplaning. Yeah, hydroplaning their vehicles, usually after a chase. Probably didn't expect to hear that, did you? But why go through the trouble of storm chasing? Granted, some people do it purely for the thrill and the adrenaline rush, but others do it for good. People want to research tornadoes to have a better understanding of their patterns and what causes them to emerge. Having this better understanding can provide advances in the technology used to predict and ultimately warn people of tornadoes. But that brings us to the end of the video. Let me know what you think down below. I also want to know, do you have any weird weather related stories? Once again, let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been harrisonay, and I will see you when I see you.